going on, guys? All right, so I got a new one for you today. I want to get into the triangle. So one of the things that we haven't, well, I guess I haven't talked about or videoed, but I talk a ton about is the triangle. So I'm going to get into the triangle a little bit and kind of explain how important the triangle is with your firearm. It doesn't matter if you have a PCC or if you have a pistol. Unfortunately, I did not bring my PCC with me. I actually had it on the list to bring, but I didn't have it today. So I'm gonna grab a stick and I'll show you what I'm talking about with the triangle. It's the same concept, it's not a firearm. So here's the thing, guys. The triangle, okay, is so important because it creates and controls your accuracy, all right? How many times have you ever come up to a target that was right in front of you, really, really close, and you had a mic on it as you were coming by it? The reason why is because you were breaking your triangle. Let's get into what the triangle does. So the triangle, what it creates is a consistency in your grip. If you do not have consistency in your grip or in your arms, you're gonna be inaccurate. So I go through this quite a bit in the draw, but this happens while we're shooting as well. Don't ask me how I know. I might have just had this happen to me at a match. When you're shooting, if your arm drops down and in, you're now losing control of one side of your triangle. So basically what your triangle is, when you draw your gun, is you have a triangle. So you can see where both of my arms are out, right? And they're even. So as I lift my arm up, you can see that both of my elbows are even with each other. I don't have one elbow higher or lower than the other. As soon as I dip one elbow, I actually shorten my arms, okay? And what I mean by that is you're gonna see here both of my arms are out. As soon as I dip this, I now cant the gun, so that means my left hand is pushing more pressure onto my firearm. I no longer have a consistent and even pinch on both sides of the firearm. When I roll my wrist forward and this arm is down, now I have a bend in this wrist, which is not natural for me to actually pull the trigger. Now I have a bend in my wrist and it's allowing the gun to flop up and down. The triangle, I cannot express how important the triangle is. What happens when you are shooting at targets, you're trying to stay square, or you are staying square, not trying, you have to stay square to targets or your accuracy goes down. You start sweeping targets, you're gonna start shooting low, shooting high. You will see the accuracy change as soon as your fundamentals fall apart with the triangle. So let me give you an example of what I mean about how easy it is to pass a target, okay? Or get bad hits when you're passing a target. As soon as I come up to a target and I'm staying square, but if I don't turn my body and keep that triangle, what happens is now I have one arm, and you can kind of see it here, really short, okay, against my elbow. Now my accuracy is no longer there because I'm not using my arms or my body to control the firearm. Now I'm kind of just throwing rounds. Even though I might have my sights, I'm not able to stay consistent and I'm not able to use the same fundamentals as if I was staying square to the target. So what happens a lot of the times, guys, is we get really lazy, and this happens a ton with PCC. All right, and I'll show you what I mean with my, my fake rifle here that I'm gonna bring into the video here in a minute. But as you start to leave a close target, okay, and the target's really close and low, you're gonna start to see where you shorten that arm and you lose the triangle. So I kind of give you a video here, like the view of, this is what it looks like if I was to not stay square. This is what it looks like if I stay square on the target and exit. If you look at the triangle difference, this is if I'm shooting something close. This is if I'm shooting something and I'm not holding that triangle and I'm not staying square to the target. You can kind of see how I'm all jammed up here. There's no way to control the firearm accurately and have a consistent grip. The other thing about leaving positions like that, you have to remember that you're trying to get to another position. So now if I'm all jammed up like this, when I go to push off, I don't have my full power, or I'm not able to stay mobile like I would if I would have just turned and then pushed off with power. Okay, so let's get into where it happens with the PCC a lot. So with the PCC, okay, yes, this is my brand new DaVinci 1x2. It's amazing, never has jams. Standing here with my rifle, you still have a triangle. The difference with the rifle is your triangle is more boxed off, or it's a little bit shorter. All right, and what I mean by that is this arm here is brought in. So now your triangle is actually your arm, and the rifle is what finishes the triangle. So if I'm tucked in and this is my shooting, if you can look at the triangle now. So this is the point, and then this is my other point. So I'm coming from my shoulder to my, so the rifle replaces the right arm for the pistol, okay? Now my rifle is my right arm, and my left arm is still my strong arm, or the support arm that I need to do to pull the rifle in. So that's why I always talk about the triangle, because the triangle is there no matter what you shoot. Rifle, shotgun, pistol, it does not matter. Whatever firearm you're shooting, you have a triangle. One of the reasons a lot of people are successful when they switch to rifle is because the triangle is strong, right? You have 3 points of contact, which makes a much stronger triangle. There's not much of a difference in shooting pistol, except for you have some fundamentals where everything has to kind of time itself together, right? Both arms have to be at the same length, same height. Your grip is more involved than it is for the PCC, but it's still the same fundamentals. It doesn't change whether you're shooting that rifle or you're shooting the pistol. It doesn't matter if you're shooting open, carry optics, revolver, it's all the same. You always have a triangle that you have to work with. Where a lot of people make mistakes with the rifle is they don't pay attention to the fundamentals of that triangle as much, because it doesn't, you can get away with more with the rifle than you can with the pistol. Soon as you break the triangle with the pistol, the accuracy just goes to crap. With the rifle, especially closer targets, if you're moving and shooting sideways, okay, and I'm standing like this, which most people do, you're gonna be able to get away with a little bit more, because the rifle doesn't have as much movement. It doesn't bounce as much, or let me rephrase that. It doesn't have as much left to right movement, because you're just holding tight and using that 3 points of contact, all right? Where the problem comes is consistency, okay? Because one time you'll be shooting a target like this, and the next time you'll be shooting a target like this straight on. Where's the consistency in your shooting? You're not gonna have consistency when you do that. So what you're looking to do is keep it consistent. Nothing, guys, and I repeat this a million times, and I will never change my mind on this. I've done this a million times. You have to stay square to the target, even with a rifle. It's so crucial. It's the most crucial thing that I can teach you in your PCC shooting, that you have to stay square to the target. The fundamentals don't change no matter what, whether you're shooting rifle or you're shooting a pistol. All right, you have to keep that triangle, stay in that tight triangle, and all you're doing is working that upper body as one piece. That rifle is not what you're transitioning with. You're transitioning with your body. Use your upper body to transition, and you're keeping this as one unit. So if I'm holding here, I'm coming across. If you look, a head's staying on there. I'm not changing my head position. I'm not changing any of that. I want to stay square to the target. So if I'm going to shoot targets on the move, all I'm doing is staying square, and I'm just turning with the rifle, okay? I'd never want the rifle to try to lead out in front of me and then me to try to find it. That upper body stays together as one piece. That upper body stays together as one piece. All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.